My name is Bernice, reinventing motherhood for my adult children. I am a mother. I became a mother by giving birth, twice. It's a title given to every woman that gives birth, mother. It's the easiest thing about motherhood, becoming one. Some women arrive at the hospital after glowing for 9 months, give a push, and instantly receive not only their swaddled package, but also the entire Dr. Spock series of baby and child care, as though WhisperNet transmitted every volume on child care through their umbilicus. These women suddenly and reverently know how to nurse, calm, burp, feed, clean, and raise. They know how to love their little bundle and have a calm demeanor through every spill, fall, sickness, tantrum, new tooth, and potty training. These mothers are everywhere. Hair perfect, teeth shining, alert, and a smile on their face. Perfect mothers. God, I hate these women. I had no idea how to be a mother when I became one, either time. In fact, I only recently began to understand what it takes to be a real mother. My 2 sons came into this world with work to do, jobs. I thought they were going to fix my marriage, fulfill a fantasy to live happily ever after, and my desire to be needed. There wasn't a Dr. Spock moment during the entire period my boys lived with me. And I had expectations. I believed that all families were like the Waltons. Instead, we were more like South Park. It was the time of Woodstock, women's lib, pot smoking, and free love. So I chose motherhood, divorce, and a move from New Jersey to Florida, away from my son's father. Fast forward several years, my first son living with his dad back in New Jersey, my second son following 4 years later. Why? Well, let's just say I was done arguing, done with the struggles of single parenting, and done with what I thought motherhood was supposed to be. Well, decades passed. I did try numerous times to reestablish contact, but always still with the same expectation of having my sons fix my world. My boys went on without me. I wasn't around for their first love, their first car, their first apartment, or for all those moments that make a relationship and build a life. They became men without me. 2 brothers, only 20 months apart. I hoped that they would be best friends forever. It was not to be. They've never stopped fighting. They still fight over the past, and they seem to have no present, no future. As of right now, they haven't spoken to each other in 12 years. We are individuals, but we're not a family. My oldest son wrote a letter several years ago. It almost burned through the envelope. There was so much anger in his words. Now he was done with family. But sometimes miracles do happen. I came west after his letter and into the life of my younger son. It was like marching naked through poison ivy. We really had to be careful. But we'd begun a relationship. I still had the same expectations. Make me whole, alleviate my guilt, validate me. Let's be a family. While sitting on a hard folding chair in a synagogue during a recent holiday, I was truly listening to a sermon about letting go of guilt and moving forward. Those words stuck like super glue sticks to fingers. And afterward, I asked a friend, how do I ever get rid of my guilt? Calmly, firmly, she answered back, you want your sons to get along as brothers, to fix you. You want the perfect family, so you won't have to live with your guilt. You want them to make you whole. They can't do that. Nobody can do that for you. That was my aha moment, and it changed me down to my DNA. Later that night, at home, in the quietness and reflection of that epiphany, I thought about the jobs I'd assigned to my children from birth. I looked at my son's pictures hanging so perfectly on the wall and shouted, "You're fired! You're fired! You're fired from the responsibility of any job or making me whole." And I love you. I love you so completely, so unconditionally, from this moment forward. Well, decades delayed, I finally understand. So how do I reinvent motherhood for my adult children? First, with an open and loving heart. Love without any expectation. Second, to be willing to walk through the fire, over the broken glass, ignore the barbs and the sticks and the stones, and walk on into the flames that burn away my ego and my shame. And to my sons, as Donald Trump says best, you're fired. You're fired from making me whole. I now have contact with both sons. While they don't speak to each other, they speak to me. My youngest is married, and I have a granddaughter that I see regularly. Knowing her is to see the light I missed in my son's life. My older son is getting married, and he has asked me to be part of the wedding party. I am walking him down the aisle, giving him away, while keeping him much closer. They've each opened a door for me to step through. Now, in my golden years, my older son, 48, his brother, 46, I've learned to be the parent they needed then and still need now. I've opened my heart. I bring food. I compliment. I smile. Emotionally support and love, love, love their wives, friends, neighbors, and chosen careers. I have absolutely no expectations and just the right amount of amnesia for the things I used to want to change. I am whole, I am free, and I am alive. I am finally a mother. That's the way I've reinvented motherhood for my adult children.